Okay, Mark meets Henry Brook, the Executive Creative Director at Digit. Hi Henry.
Hiya.
It's good to finally meet you.
Yeah.
Give us a very quick summary of your career to date. Very quick summary.
I'll try and do quick. Yeah, so I graduated as product designer. As I was saying, I joined Digit in '98, and there was only like 3 people there at the time. And then stayed there till I went travelling for a few years, and then came back. Luckily, they offered me a job again, so I was like, yeah, why not? Great. So I went back, worked with all my mates again. By then, when I left, there was about 12 of us. When I came back, there was about 35. So it was quite a different company to come back to. And I've been there ever since, really, and it's changed. We're now about 25 people, I think. But yeah.
So you started off as kind of an intern / junior, and really now you're executive creative director. Did you ever, when you were at a junior level, midweight level, did you ever see yourself becoming an executive creative director at Digit?
Yeah, I mean,
was it something you were aiming for?
I didn't really think about it, to be honest. I really didn't really think about it. It wasn't. I mean, I'm an ambitious kind of person. I've got, I want to do things, but I suppose career-driven is something that I'd have to. I'm not. I wouldn't say I was particularly career-driven, but I just want to do good work, and I want to help out, and I want to help problem solve, etc., and just muck in. And when I started, there was only a few of us, and we had to do everything between us. We'd be answering the phones, to doing the account management, to doing the product. You do everything, and you just learn all aspects of our job, I suppose, today. And as it's got more and more people, and as you know, the industry's got so much more specialised. People have got specialists and things. I never would have thought I was going to be a creative director, but once I got that kind of role and I knew what it was,
natural to you.
I was really happy actually getting that role. I realised that that's the job I wanted. Bossing people about.
What's the most embarrassing thing that's happened to you in your career today? Are there any stories when you were pitching or mentoring or managing someone, or even speaking? Do you speak at events?
No, I've done a couple of talks. It's pretty nerve-wracking doing that, but embarrassing. I don't know. I suppose embarrassing situation. But when Digit, back in the late '90s, there was quite a lot of. There were startups happening all the time. There was a lot of parties, and we were pretty good at going to parties and getting pretty wasted and having a good time. But I remember...
this was before the bubble burst.
Yeah. There was. I mean, Boo was one of our clients. They used to put on some pretty amazing parties. We went to... I remember going to Circuses, which Circus was a little ad agency. Went to their party and, yeah, we were pretty wasted. We had a big sweet fight. And... yeah, I suppose that was pretty embarrassing. And you were a kid back then as well, so you must have been like, this industry is amazing, this is a perfect job. Yeah, I mean, we were all the same age. I mean, apart from Dowjit, who was one of the founders, who was just about, he was only about 3 years older than us. Everyone was all the same age. We were sort of mid-20s and just, getting on with it. Didn't really know what we were doing too much, to be honest, at that time. Who do you look up to? Who inspires you creatively? Who inspires me creatively?
I just think, well, hang on a minute, obviously Bernard Parker can't deliver a damn thing on the architecture.
It's hard to say, really. I don't really ever see things as people. I mean, it's like, an obvious thing is like when you see some of the Apple products and things, they are really nicely designed. Being a product designer, and obviously familiar with DT Rams and stuff, and those Braun products when, I was going through my college, you see those and they're sort of evolution of that sort of stuff. And it's more things. I mean, I love going into furniture shops, to be honest, and looking around all the furniture and nice, bespoke design sort of chairs and tables.
What does your book collection at home look like?
Photography mainly.
Okay.
I love looking through big, nice, glossy pictures. Really. That surfing.
Do you do that in your spare time then? Do you do some photography yourself?
I've always had a camera with me whenever I go. I mean, I'm not like camera's always in my bag sort of thing. But if I'm on holiday, or especially when I was travelling, I took lots and lots and lots of pictures. I really enjoy it. It's fun. My dad was into it, so I've just sort of grown up with it. I wouldn't say I was particularly brilliant at it, but I do enjoy it. But I love photography books. But surfing's a big passion. So I've got surf stuff to do with
What advice would you give to people looking to get into the industry, I guess specifically digital or design today?
No, quite. But, you know,
however you can, try and get some sort of internship. And when if you get something, if you get in somewhere, just make yourself invaluable. I mean, when you get people who have got some talent, but their attitude and they're a good person to be around. They've got opinion, but they're not annoying with it. They're also prepared to do anything and just get on with it, and there's no complaints, and they're enthusiastic. I mean, it sounds like the obvious sort of cliched stuff, but it does make a difference. You can have someone with loads of talent who comes in and they're just a bit, awkward to work with or a bit full of themselves, and it really puts you off.
Have you had many interns that have really kind of impressed you over the years, have really kind of pushed themselves to the point where you've had to offer them a job because you're too scared of losing them?
Yeah, loads of times, and we've also had people we've had to let go, and it's been really annoying because financial at that time the finances weren't going to work out. But I've had 2 people that we've had in for interns and then let them go, and I've just been stalking them constantly, checking where they are, making sure they're all right, saying, oh, it won't be long, and then we've managed to claw them back in again, and that was really good.
Cool. What's the best brand you've had the pleasure of working on?
Best brand?
Is there one that stands out over the years for a particular reason?
And that's why I'm so crossed.
I can definitely say my favourite project, but I wouldn't say it was the best brand to work with.
Okay, what was your favourite project?
My favourite project? Well, we made this installation for the Miami Music Fair. It was ages ago, it was about 2003 or something, and it was this. It was called it ended up being called the Motoglyph. That was it. So Motorola. And there were these big screens, and we kind of hacked a few technologies together to make these spray cans. Brilliant guy Lars from Denmark did a lot of the hardware side of it, and Jamie did the software, and we basically had these life-size screens, and there were graffiti walls. They did the line weight, and they kind of made music when you did it, so depending on speed and angles and things like that, it kind of manipulated sound libraries. But it was a kind of mashup of quite a few different bits of software built independently and then bits of hardware. It was like a real hacked together thing. I mean, I look back on it, and not actually long after we did it, we probably would have done it a different way, but at the time it was pretty awesome. And
that was 10 years ago, and that's pretty pushing the boundaries back then.
Yeah, I mean, it was also the whole, I quite like the kind of, I quite like pitching, I quite like that hecticness when you're just getting stuff done, and when we were doing this, we weren't allowed on site till the day it was going to go live, and we weren't allowed on site till anywhere before 6 in the morning. So we literally arrived with a lorry, unloading stuff and carpenters and building the whole thing, putting it all in, and we knew that the technology wouldn't work till it started getting dark, because infrared was going to interfere with it. So we got it kind of just built, but we couldn't even test it till half an hour before people arrived. So it was really quite nerve-wracking, and
sounds like a real cowboy outfit.
It was a bit, but I mean, we tested it in other places and things, and we knew it was going to work, but the client was a bit nervous. But anyway, we got it all there, got it running. Everyone came in, everyone thought it was amazing, and spent all night fixing things with glue guns, and then coming back the next day. It was a bit fly by the seat of your pants, but it was good fun.
So you've been at Digit a long time,
yeah,
kind of over 10 years now. That's a long time in digital to stay in one agency. What's been the main factors for keeping you there all this time?
I enjoy it. That's probably the biggest thing. I enjoy going to work. I like the people. We've always got good music on, things like that. I like the culture, but it's changed as well. I think if I wasn't learning stuff, if I didn't feel I was getting anything out of it, I probably would have to move on. But we've been this sort of company and this sort of company, and went back to a bit of that. With kind of it's changing and evolving, and that's what's quite nice about being small as well. You can be quite nimble, and you can try things out for a bit and then go this way and that way, and I think that's probably the main reason, is the fact that I just feel I'm always learning something, and I suppose with career progression as well.
I mean, the retention rate at Digit is really good. You often don't get many people leaving. Do you think they also buy into that culture and the same kind of vision that you do? And the reason why you've been there for so long?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, it's a good. You'd hope it's got kind of a good sort of family atmosphere. There are quite a few people who've been there for sort of 5 years or plus.
I mean, the music must be really good in the office to keep people there that long.
It's excellent. But it's. Yeah, I mean, it's quite hard to grip onto people because we can't obviously play the kind of wages that, well, not obviously, but we can't pay the wages that some other agencies or big agencies or a big ad agency.
Well, that's what makes it so amazing that you've held on for people for so long, because money is a big motivational factor. And if you can't match that, then obviously there has to be something special about Digit to keep people there that long.
And I think, if money is your motivational factor, then you probably will eventually find that you've got to leave, and annoyingly, some good friends and good people have had to leave for those reasons. But if it's not money and if it's about enjoying your work and things like that, then and doing good work, then you're in one of the best places to be in London. So that's the thing. And I mean, recently some of the clients we just won a big project. I don't think I can tell you actually, but we just won a big thing with a big fashion brand, which is going to be really exciting. And doing another thing with lots of big furniture brand. There's some really good work going on at the minute. So you'd be a fool to leave.
You mentioned off camera before that you don't really do a huge amount of research into, I guess, competitors and who's doing what in the agency world. Who have you kind of always had your eye on? Has there been an agency that you've always respected their work?
Yeah, I really respect all the people I've worked with who've gone on and done stuff, like all the Oliver's guys left ages ago. I think their work's excellent, and Lando doing all the physical stuff. They've really managed to keep doing that kind of work, which is great. So I really like that. Senate, Matt Hager and Stu and Senate, brilliant design. Everything that comes out of there looks amazing. And even Tom Harshawn, who's gone and done We Are Nation. They do great stuff. So I always like all those guys because I've worked with them and I've got that relationship and stuff. But yeah, I mean, again, I was saying from product things, IDEO I've always thought pretty cool, and they do some really cool stuff. Whenever where I find out about stuff normally is people tell me in the studio, people who are really switched on and all that sort of thing. They say, "Oh, have you seen this or have you seen that?" And it's more when I see something that's just a really nice, simple, just a clever piece of interaction. It doesn't have to be all singing or dancing and everything's bouncing around everywhere. When it's just a really beautiful, just a really nice little idea. Like Chris O'Shea did that mirrors thing. I loved that. That was one of my favourite things I'd seen for ages. You just moved and all the mirrors pointed at you and stuff. I just thought that was a really cute little thing.
Digit were one of the first agencies to jump on the interaction design kind of train. What do you see as the future of interaction design? Where do you see it going?
I mean, it's everyone talks about it. It's pretty already happening. Mobile's massive. Everyone's walking around with computers in their pockets and things. I mean, who knows whether that's going to end up in a watch or an earpiece or glasses or whatever it's going to be. But I think technology. It seems that we just want technology everywhere, and people talk about the Internet of Things and things, and I think that's relevant as well. But you want a TV on the wall, but you want it hidden behind something, and you want to be able to walk in and touch a surface and it does something else, or my fridge knows all my shopping in there. I don't want to have to scan a barcode to put stuff away in the fridge. I do that when I'm buying it, but I think things being a lot more seamless. I mean, just thinking about that actually, if I was in the shop and I bought loads of stuff, shouldn't some system somewhere know what I've just bought, therefore what I've got or when it's going to run out? It's tying up all those things, and I suppose that's rather than just sort of, I think, interaction will just, it's just a part of everything. You get in a car now and there's computers in it and people are trying joysticks to touch screens to everything. It will just get better and easier. Technology is moving so quickly.
How do you stay on top of it then? How do you know what's possible when you're looking to kind of build something?
Well, we've traditionally always had like a bit of an R&D program running, and it works on a few levels. it's one helps us to do exactly that. So say there's a new piece of software, there's a new bit of hardware, or there's something we've seen or read about and we want to have a play with it, we'll do that. So it keeps us abreast of all that stuff. And it also gives us a chance to kind of do some of the more creative, interesting projects that we don't necessarily get the chance to do with the client and things like that. So yeah, our R&D program really helps us keep ahead of all that sort of stuff.
Okay, let's move on to a quick fire round. Can line or D&AD pencil?
I'm not that bothered about either really, to be honest. But I mean, if I had to choose, can's nice and sunny. But I really like what D&AD do with all the graduate program. I think that's brilliant.
Olympic gold medal or an Oscar?
Olympic gold medal for sure.
The brightest person you've worked with?
Ooh, the brightest person I've worked with. Laura Tan.
The most creative person you've worked with?
Orlando.
And the best looking person you've worked with? It's got to be Sankey, surely, no?
Yeah, Sankey.
Creatives or suits?
Creatives.
Apple or Android?
I mean, I'm kind of sucked into Apple. I know, I can't believe I am, to be honest, but I suppose Android because it's more open.
Ant or Deck?
Which one's the tall one?
Ant, I think.
Go on then, Ant.
Spice Girls or Girls Aloud?
Spice Girls.
Facebook or Twitter?
Twitter.
Favourite flavour crisps?
Monster Munch peppered onion.
Interesting.
Business.
Take That or Westlife?
Oh god. It'd have to be Take That as well.
Degree or no degree?
Oh, you will.
No degree. Just get on with it.
The Only Way is Essex or Made in Chelsea?
I support Chelsea, so it'd have to be Chelsea.
Retained work or pitch work?
God, you've got to have a bit of both, but retained work, if I'm thinking about now, I'd love a lot more retained work, but pitch work's exciting and fun, and it's new, so I'd say pitch work.
Independent agencies or networked agencies?
Independent.
Outsourced production or on-site production?
On-site, where you can.
Web or mobile?
Well, web's on the mobile, so mobile.
Don Draper or Roger Sterling?
I know Don Draper's in Mad Men, but I haven't seen it, and I don't know who Roger Sterling is.
Fair enough. And lastly, twist or stick?
Twist.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.